They say silence is golden. But what if I told you that silence possesses the power to shatter even the strongest egos, dismantling the barriers people construct around themselves, brick by brick, without uttering a single word? In a world where everyone is vying to be heard, where voices collide like swords in an unceasing battle, there lies a hidden strength in choosing not to participate, in holding back your words. This is more than just a tactic for winning arguments. It's a profound Stoic practice, one that transcends the noise and taps into the very core of who we are today. We're delving deep into the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, where silence is far more than just the absence of sound. It becomes a potent instrument for personal growth and the reclamation of inner peace. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover might just alter the way you view yourself and the world around you. Before we proceed, if you find value here, share this video with someone who could benefit from it. And if you appreciate what we're offering, the simplest favor you can do is hit subscribe. Every moment of this video is crafted to deepen your understanding of the silent power you possess, so make sure to watch until the end. Let's dive in. The power of silence in conflict. Picture stepping into a lively public forum in ancient Rome, where debates are not just about exchanging ideas, but are spectacles of wit and verbal skill. In one corner, amidst the swirling storm of heated arguments and raised voices, stands a Stoic philosopher, a figure of tranquility in a sea of chaos. Instead of jumping into the fray, he chooses a different path. He remains silent. This isn't a passive action, but a conscious decision, embodying the Stoic belief that sometimes the most powerful statement is silence itself. The Stoics, known for their emphasis on inner calm and rational thought, believe that not every provocation warrants a response. By holding his tongue, the philosopher in our story is not displaying weakness, but strength. He illustrates that one can choose not to be carried away by the emotional currents of disputes and disagreements. Now let's bring this concept into our modern lives. Think about the everyday arguments that arise, perhaps during a team meeting at work or in a conversation with a partner at home. What if, instead of reacting hastily or escalating the situation, we chose to pause and reflect? This moment of silence isn't about ignoring the issue, but about creating space for clarity and composure. It gives everyone involved a chance to step back, cool off, and approach the matter with a calmer perspective. Embracing silence in conflict can transform relationships. It shifts the dynamic from confrontation to contemplation. It encourages all parties to think not only about their next words, but also about the impact those words may have. Silence can disrupt the cycle of reactive responses that often cause more harm than good. This approach doesn't mean avoiding necessary conversations or repressing important emotions. Instead, it's about selecting the right timing and tone for our interactions. By integrating mindful moments of silence into our communication, we foster a more thoughtful, respectful, and ultimately effective way of engaging with others. We learn that not every silence is empty. Many are filled with purpose and potential. It's a powerful lesson from the Stoics that holds true across centuries, reminding us that sometimes the most profound message is conveyed through the peace of our unspoken words. Cultivating inner peace through silence. Imagine yourself at a silent retreat, nestled deep in a lush forest or perched beside a serene lakeside. Here, the only sounds are the gentle rustling of leaves and the distant call of a bird. In such settings, the absence of constant external noise allows for a unique form of introspection and self-discovery. Silence, in this context, becomes more than just a lack of sound. It transforms into a conduit for profound personal growth. The Stoics, with their focus on mastering oneself, recognized this potential. They advocated for periods of silence to cultivate inner tranquility and mental clarity, tools essential for building resilience and wisdom. This practice isn't merely about isolating oneself from the chaos of the external world, but about venturing into the depths of the inner self. During such moments of silence, you are invited to confront your thoughts directly, without distractions. Our minds can sift through the noise of daily life and focus on deeper, more existential questions. What are my true aspirations? What fears are holding me back? How can I live a more purposeful life? These questions often arise and find answers in the clarity offered by silence. This practice of silent reflection can lead to greater emotional stability. By regularly engaging in this introspective silence, you start to develop a buffer against the stress and noise of daily existence. This not only improves mental health, but also enhances your interactions with others. When you are at peace internally, your ability to remain calm and composed in stressful situations increases significantly. Embracing silence can also foster a kind of wisdom that is proactive rather than reactive. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the wise are not those who simply know many facts, but those who understand how to maintain tranquility. By making silence a regular part of your life, you train yourself to respond to life's challenges with a composed and measured approach. The power of silence in society and culture. In society, silence holds profound significance, often carrying more weight than words. It is central to communal experiences, political expression, and moments of solemnity. For instance, silences observed during national remembrance are dense with memory, symbolizing collective reflection and respect for the past. These moments of silence act as a universal language that conveys grief, honor, and history beyond the limits of words. In political movements, silence is a powerful form of protest. Silent demonstrations make a striking contrast against the noise of daily life, emphasizing causes with peaceful, impactful resistance. These actions show that silence can be louder than chaos or violence, serving as a form of quiet resistance. Cultural norms also shape how silence is used in communication. In many societies, silence is not just an absence of sound, but a tool to express agreement, disagreement, or deep contemplation. Understanding and navigating these pauses is as important as the spoken words, as silence often conveys complex messages in interpersonal interactions. By recognizing the roles of silence in society and culture, we understand its ability to express solidarity and convey messages beyond words. Silence is not a void. It is an active force that shapes understanding and human interaction. Harnessing silence in conflict. Imagine a bustling forum in ancient Rome, with debates flying fast. In one corner stands a Stoic philosopher, calmly observing the heated arguments, but choosing to remain silent. This is not a passive act, but a deliberate decision rooted in Stoic teachings, showing that sometimes the strongest statement is silence. The Stoics believe that not every provocation deserved a response. The philosopher's silence is an act of strength, not weakness, demonstrating control over emotional currents. In modern contexts, embracing silence in conflicts, whether in the workplace or at home, can transform relationships. It shifts confrontations into spaces for reflection, breaking reactive cycles and fostering calm communication. Silence in these moments is a powerful tool for clarity and composure, showing that sometimes the loudest message is the peace of unspoken words. Silence in social dynamics. Picture this. Two friends are caught in a heated discussion about a contentious political issue. As the conversation intensifies, one friend, a follower of Stoic principles, decides to remain silent. This deliberate choice to withhold verbal engagement does something unexpected and powerful. It acts as a mirror for the other friend. In the silence that envelopes the space between them, the ranting friend begins to hear his own words echoing back at him, unchallenged by counterarguments or interruptions. It's in this quiet reflection space that he starts to recognize the gaps and perhaps the extremities in his arguments. This moment is transformative. It's not just a pause in a conversation, but a pause for introspection. Silence transforms from mere absence of noise into a dynamic force. It grants the speaker a rare opportunity to listen to their own voice, to really hear their tone, consider their words, and confront their own behaviors and biases. When we choose to stay silent, we aren't just withholding our thoughts, we're providing others the space to encounter their own thoughts. This reflective mirror that silence offers is not a passive experience, but an active one. It encourages those engaged in conversation to fill the void left by the absence of a reply. What do they see in this space? How do they interpret the silence? Does it frustrate them, or does it enlighten them? The answers to these questions can reshape dynamics and relationships, often leading to more mindful and measured exchanges in the future. Integrating deliberate periods of silence into our social interactions can thus serve as a powerful tool for personal and relational growth. It challenges both the speaker and the listener to engage more deeply with the conversation and with themselves. The next time you find yourself in a spirited debate or a challenging discussion, consider what might happen if you choose to respond with thoughtful silence. Could this silence help to bridge gaps in understanding or provide a necessary moment for all parties to reconsider their stance? Engaging with silence actively and purposefully can open up new avenues for understanding and connection in our increasingly noisy world. The double-edged sword of silence. While silence is often celebrated for its strength and strategic value, it harbors a nuanced complexity that, if not navigated carefully, can lead to significant misunderstandings and even breed resentment. Consider, for instance, the tale of two friends, where a prolonged silence from one is interpreted not as thoughtful contemplation or respect for space, but as indifference or neglect. This scenario illuminates the delicate balance required in the effective use of silence within our interpersonal relationships. Silence, when misapplied, can act like a void filled by the anxieties, insecurities, and assumptions of others. In the story of these two friends, one silence may have been intended as a peaceful respite or a personal need for space to reflect, but without proper context or communication, the other friend perceives this as a lack of interest or concern. Over time, this misinterpretation grows, seeding doubt and cooling affections until the relationship finds itself at a crossroads burdened by unspoken grievances and mutual misunderstanding. This highlights the critical importance of timing and context in the use of silence. Silence is not merely the absence of speech, but a form of communication that speaks volumes. Therefore, its application must be as deliberate and thoughtful as any spoken word. Knowing when to be silent is as crucial as knowing when to speak. For example, choosing silence in a moment of heated argument can be a powerful statement of self-control and respect, giving all parties time to cool down. Conversely, remaining silent when a friend reaches out for support or when an issue needs to be addressed can alienate and harm the relationship. Moreover, the effectiveness of silence should always be complemented by empathy and clear communication. It's vital to ensure that periods of silence are not perceived as emotional withdrawal, but understood by all involved as a thoughtful pause. This might mean prefacing a period of silence with an explanation, such as saying, "I need some time to think this through properly, but let's revisit this conversation tomorrow," or even acknowledging the silence directly afterward to clarify one's thoughts and feelings. Incorporating these nuances ensures that silence remains a tool for enhancing understanding rather than an unwitting catalyst for confusion. It encourages us to be as intentional with our nonverbal cues as we are with our words, fostering deeper connections built on mutual respect and understanding. Mastering the art of silence. Mastering the art of silence isn't just about knowing when to stay quiet. It's about weaving quietude into your daily life to enhance mindfulness, reduce stress, and deepen self-awareness. Silence can transform ordinary moments into opportunities for personal growth and tranquility. Mindful pauses in conversations. Integrate mindful pauses during conversations to reflect before responding. This simple yet profound practice allows you to gather your thoughts and respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. As Epictetus advised, don't be hurried in your speech or involved in things unnecessary to your purpose. Creating sanctuaries of peace. Establish specific hours at home dedicated to silence. Use this time for silent activities like reading, writing, or meditating. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that people look for retreats in the country, by the coast, or in the hills. But the most peaceful retreat can be found within your own mind. Silent commuting. Transform your daily commutes into periods of silence. Instead of filling this time with phone calls, music, or podcasts, observe your surroundings and let your thoughts flow freely. This practice can help prepare you mentally for the day ahead or help you unwind after a busy day. Seneca's words resonate here. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Silent walks in nature. Schedule regular walks in nature, committing to complete them in silence. This not only benefits your physical health, but also provides an opportunity to connect with the environment and practice mindfulness. As Aurelius wrote, "Look at the stars lighting up the sky. No one of them stays in the same place." Digital detox periodically disconnect from electronic devices to embrace the silence of disconnection. This can help reduce the constant noise of notifications and digital demands, allowing for more focus on your immediate environment and introspection. Through these practices, silence becomes a lifestyle choice that enhances introspection, patience, and tranquility. Embracing these quiet moments allows for a more profound and peaceful engagement with the world and yourself. The role of silence in professional environments. In professional settings, silence can be a potent tool to convey confidence and authority, fundamentally altering interactions. While dialogue often dominates meetings, a leader's deliberate use of silence, following a significant point or in response to a challenging question, allows the message to resonate deeply. This pause helps audiences absorb the implications of what was said, reshaping the communication flow. Strategic silence signals confidence, implying that the leader is comfortable with their statements and doesn't feel the need to over-explain. This perceived calmness and composure inspire trust and respect. Silence also encourages participation by creating space for others to contribute, fostering inclusivity and collaboration. When leaders pause, team members are more likely to engage, feeling their input is valued. Silence also serves as a tool to manage conflict. In heated discussions, a moment of silence acts as a reset, allowing participants to cool down and think clearly. This approach prevents arguments from escalating and promotes more thoughtful and rational exchanges. Incorporating silence into professional interactions requires mindfulness. Leaders who master the art of strategic silence can enhance communication, improve team dynamics, and create environments of mutual respect and thoughtful engagement. The role of silence in personal relationships. In personal relationships, silence can serve as a profound tool for healing and guidance, aligning well with Stoic principles that emphasize control over one's reactions to enhance interpersonal dynamics. Imagine a situation where, during a heated exchange, instead of countering a partner's critique with a knee-jerk reaction, an individual chooses to embrace a moment of silence. This pause is not a void, but a space for reflection, allowing the individual to gather thoughts and respond with greater empathy and understanding. This approach to communication, where one opts for reflection over reaction, can profoundly affect the quality and depth of personal connections. By pausing to consider their words carefully, individuals demonstrate respect and consideration for their partner's feelings, fostering a more supportive and understanding relationship environment. This kind of interaction encourages a reciprocal response where both parties are more likely to approach conversations with the same level of thoughtfulness and care. Conclusion: embracing the power of silence. In a world filled with noise and constant stimulation, the power of silence stands as a profound and transformative force. From cultivating inner peace to mastering social dynamics, silence offers us the space to reflect, grow, and engage with life more mindfully. It serves not only as a tool for introspection, but also as a catalyst for deeper relationships, effective communication, and personal strength. By intentionally integrating silence into our daily routines, whether through mindful pauses, moments of stillness, or simply stepping back from the chaos, we unlock the potential for greater clarity, emotional resilience, and a heightened sense of self-awareness. Silence reminds us that not all communication requires words, and often, the most powerful responses come from the quiet wisdom within. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, let us remember the timeless lessons of silence. It is in these quiet moments that we find the clarity, focus, and peace needed to face life's challenges with the wisdom of Stoic philosophy and the strength to move forward with purpose.